Hey guys, Akash here. I'm recording this video as a series where we will learn about full stack web development. This will be the first video, and after that you will get a lot of content. And if you really want to learn and you know crack a job out of it, then you need to be with me. So we will divide our course into two parts. First, we master our language, that is JavaScript, and after mastering that, we will dive into some DSA questions and improve our logic solving, problem solving skills. After that, we will dive into the coding part where we'll start with HTML, CSS, and then we'll dive deep into the React, Node.js, and frameworks like Express and all. For now, just concentrate on JavaScript. That is the initial stage of our journey for to become a full stack developer. And this is the first video, so I'm don't uh, uh, don't want to confuse you guys a lot. So just dive deep in, just touch it, not diving deep into that particular topic. We were just you know seeing things from the top only in today's video. Okay, so first this annoying kid, I need to remove this. Okay. Okay, now introduction to JavaScript. Why we use JavaScript for this particular course? This is a really good question, and the answer is because JavaScript was a language that designed, that has a purpose, that was to serve a browser, to make content of a browser, you know, dynamic. The first logic, handling language was designed, and the name was JavaScript. And by help of Node, in today's world, we can do all server side scripting and whatever you know platform you can think of, we can run our program over there. So JavaScript is a language. If you mastered it, you don't need to master any other language to make a application. I mean, after mastering JavaScript, you can make an application for the Android, for the you know uh what do you say .exe file like Windows, right? So or web application, which we learning in this course. So the entire world is open to you if you master the JavaScript. So it is really a good language to master. So that's the reason we are using JavaScript. And here are some, you know, JavaScript flavor. Like JavaScript is a versatile scripting language used for web development. So we are using JavaScript for web development right now, and you can also use it for server side. It enables dynamic content update, interactive elements, and multimedia control. You will see these things. I mean, you will make your content interactive using JavaScript in future. So I don't need to explain these things right now. Let's just move ahead. What is Node.js? Node.js, as you guys know, that JavaScript was introduced for browser only. Its main purpose to serve a browser and make websites dynamic, right? But after introduction of Node.js, JavaScripts can use outside the browser also. That is the only purpose of Node.js. So what is Node.js? Node.js is a runtime for JavaScript. So it might be any machine you can think of. It could be a watch, it could be a cell phone, it could be a proper machine like laptop or desktop. If you install Node.js, after that you can use any JavaScript code. The any JavaScript code will work there after using Node.js. So Node.js is a runtime for JavaScript. Okay. So for this series, uh, in few days, like first 1 or 2 videos, we will code into Replit. That is replit.com. It's on a website. And after that, we will install Node.js, and then we will use code editor like VS Code. But for now, we will use Replit. So let's see how Replit looks like. So let this is the platform, replit.com. Uh, let's just log in, log out so that you can see how the dashboard looks. So yeah, uh, this website will look like this when you visit it. So what you need to do is you need to log in. I have an account, so I'm logging in. You can sign up also, right? So I'm using Google Auth. You can fill the form if you register with, making an account, like filling form. So after signing up, you will see an interface. Yeah, like this. So what you need to do is you need to click here, create a repo, and after clicking it, you need to select Node.js. There are other languages also, but you need to find Node.js in this list and click on it. After that, you need to give it a name, whatever name you want to give it. So you can give any name as you desire. Um, right now, I don't want to create a REPL because I have one, that is JS. So I'm just clicking on it. Once you do it, your REPL will look like this, which doesn't have this code.js file. This is just an empty file I had created. So the purpose of it, you can create any file now. If the name, like code, after that name, if you write .js, it will indicate that this file belongs to a JavaScript code. So now your compiler, your machine will know, Node.js will know basically that this is a JavaScript file, how to handle it, right? If it is a PNG, so your computer will give this task for photo editor, or a multimedia tool to show you a photo, because PNG is a photo, right? Similarly, it's a JS file. So your computer will give Node the permission to work on it because it belongs to Node. Any JavaScript file will belongs to Node or a browser. As simple as that. So here index.js, you will find it. Uh, it was created by default by Gel. I mean. So now let's see our first code. So if you haven't written any code till now and don't know anything about coding, so we'll start from the very basic, that is variable declaration. For that, we need to know what variables are. So variables are basically storage spaces. If you think of an example, then you can think like a table is a variable, okay? And you put books onto it. So the table's value is books. The better example will be an Almira. So Almira is a box, right? A box-like structure which can contain values, right? So that particular box, that Almira, we will call it a variable in coding language. And every variable will have its values. So uh, Almira will have, clothes in it, right? So the value become clothes. Um, let's just create a variable. So to create a variable, we use a keyword in JavaScript, that is let. So whenever JavaScript sees let, written somewhere, it will know that after let there will be a variable name. So now let's give it a variable name. Let's say book. So whenever JavaScript sees a let, after that it will know that there will be a variable name, because after let, this is the syntax that after let you will give a variable name. So a book is the variable name. And what we are assigning this book, I mean, what is the value of book? Let's say Harry Potter. Or better example like hello world. So what we had done here is we have a variable called book. Inside that variable, we had put this value. Now, let's just see this code working. So what I'm writing over here is console.log. This, my friend, will help you along your journey a lot. Remember this syntax console.log, because in your journey to become a full stack developer, this particular line will help you a lot. So this console.log will be the key to your success. Whenever you get stuck, it will, uh, push you out. Okay. So now we will see what console is, what log is. For now, just understand it like to print anything to console, we use console.log. And after console.log, we use these parentheses. These are function calling parentheses, and we will see what functions are, how to call them. For now, just remember the syntax. And here, what we want to print? We want to print this book. We want to see if our variable book contains the value or not. So let's see. We can hit run this button over here. So hello world is there. As simple as that. So we had written our first, uh, you know, program that prints hello world into the console. Voila. Okay. Now let's see some, rules to follow while declaring a variable. So what are the possible variable names? So the first rule is we can't use a number. So if we write like this, first book, there will be an error. If you can't, if you see this, let's see, you know, the underline, red colored underline that shows danger. By mean, we can't assign a variable with first letter a number. After first letter, we can use any, number and as we want. There will be no error, as you can see. But we can't really start the variable name with a number. Then it will be an error, whether it is 3 or 1, whatever it is. So this is the first, you know, rule, that we can't start our variable name using a number. Okay. Now the second rule, we can't start with any special symbols. As you can see, this and sign over here will giving error, that is it is unaccepted. So you can't use these special symbols. There are two symbols that we can use. First is an underscore. As you can see, underscore is permissible. There is no error. Second is a dollar. Dollar is also permissible. There will be no error. You can write dollar in any variable name. That will be fine. So we had touched two rules. First, it can't be a number at the first place of the variable name. You can simply remember it like variable name cannot start with a number. As simple as that. Second rule is variable name cannot start with a special symbol. It can only, though two symbols are exempted for this rule. First is dollar, second is underscore. Now see the third rule. The third rule states that you can't put space in a variable name. You can see error is there. So your entire name shouldn't contain any spaces. It is simply like naming a folder, naming a file. We can't use spaces. Okay. So remember these three rules while declaring a variable, and you will be fine. There will be no error. After that, we learn that how to declare a variable. Now we see what values we can assign to a variable. Here we had assigned hello world, that is a string. What is this hello word? A string. So basically, strings are those who start with these, you know, uh, double quotes. So anything ripped into these double quotes, we can consider this as a string. So if I remove this double quote, let's say, right again. Now you can see there is an error. We can see the underline, and if you run it, you will see the error that what is this? Okay, so unaccepted identifier, that is world. So it doesn't know what world is. Basically, if you doesn't uh, wrap this with the double quote, these two are considered as variables. So first, world is a variable now, but it is not declared anywhere. In our file, you can see there's no world variable, right? There's a single let, so there's a single variable, that is stbook, and you can write it as book. Okay, so there's nothing called world here. So JavaScript doesn't find any word, so that's why the error is that unaccepted identifier word. Now if we wrap it into these double quotes, it will become a string, and now JavaScript handles it as a string, and string is the value that can be passed to a variable. A variable can hold a string value, right? Okay, now let's see another type of value, that is number. So we create a variable called num, and we can assign any number to it. As you can see, there's no error, and these are number. Okay, so another type of variable, that is let's say boolean. And what boolean is, this boolean value will contain only two types. I mean, two values can be here. With number, you can write any number. With string, you can write any string. But with boolean, you can assign two values only. First is true, and other thing is false, as you can see. So boolean has two values only, true or false. As simple as that. So these are the three major, what do you say, data types. First is string, second is number, third is boolean, and we will use these three only for today's lecture. After that, we will see another data types. There are a lot of I guess 7 types of data types. We will go through each of them in future videos. For now, we will wrap our session because it's a long video. So I hope you enjoyed it. This is the first lecture. I'll give you the PPT and some tasks to perform. You can perform them, and yeah, see you in the next video.